everyone, I'm Archana in this talk session with old volunteers. Firstly, I'll give a short description of Sarkari School. Sarkari School is create stories of heroes in the field of education who don't wear caps and bring forth their hard work. And during this journey, we had the back of Miss Rishika Choubey, who was among the first batch of volunteers. She has closely watched and has been assisted to work with the founder of this organization, that is Abhishek Ranjan sir. She has also interviewed many extreme guests and national awardee teachers, and she was the project leader of anchoring team. And she's pursuing journalism. Welcome, Rishika, and we would love to know about your experience, your thoughts on your experience. Hello. So,
Hi.
firstly, I would like to ask you, what was your motive behind joining this organization?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me today for this extremely auspicious session. And I'm really honored to be here. So, talking about my motive for joining this organization was it was just a random day. I was looking for internships where I was introduced to this organization in one of the platform. So I just read the overview and the job responsibilities, and it was something that really caught my eye. And since then I've decided, like, what Sarkari School works is on basically to empower the government school kids and the teachers, and break all the stereotypes and the myths that everybody feel about the government schools. So that was really something that was out of the box, and I really loved the idea, and I was really hoping that I wish I can work in this organization. And that is how I sent my resume, and I was chosen for the anchor as the anchoring intern. And yes, that's the motive behind why I chose this organization. And it was for, like, I thought that I'll do this internship for a month, but then I ended up doing it for like 6 months, and I was like, if I could do it a bit of more work over here, it would have been great. But yeah, the journey till for that of those 6 months were just amazing.
Yeah, you were a great anchor and you were also the project leader, right? So, how was your
Yeah.
experience being the leader of an anchoring team, like handling people under you?
Yeah, so I was chosen. I was selected as an anchoring intern. I
Yeah.
wasn't appointed as a leader over there. So just like everybody, I was just a normal teammate, and we had project leaders and team leaders at that time. But after a month or so, Abhishek sir called me one day, and he was like, "How would you like to? How would you like the opportunity of being the project leader for this organization, for this anchoring team?" So I was a bit nervous at that time because I haven't ever experienced, or I did not have any experience of you know I've never had any experience of being in that leadership thing. So I think I was very nervous, but then I thought it can be a good thing. It is a very good opportunity, and I shouldn't leave that. So yeah, that's how I said, like, okay, I'll work as a project leader. And all my teammates, all the team members that I had at that point of time, they were just so amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better team. Couldn't have asked for a better team. All the team members were so supportive, they were so cooperative. We all had our ups and downs, but we made it through. And none of us let that affect our work ever. And yeah, they were very, very cooperative, and I had a blast working with them. And it was just, every day was a new learning. Every day was something that I would cherish. And know the team meetings, and working with them, organizing interviews with them, doing interviews with them. It was just a roller coaster ride that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I surely believe being in this organization every day you learn new things. From being an intern to being the project leader was a great journey. And
Definitely.
when it comes to your first session, like taking a first interview, there are mixed feelings, like you are stressed out, you're anxious, but you are happy in the same way. So what how was your first session? What can you explain a bit on it?
So, like, when I joined this internship, I wasn't confident at all in front of the camera. I would be, whenever I was told to face the camera, I'd be very anxious, I'd be very nervous. So I started my journey in this organization as a storyteller. I would, I would tell all the stories on YouTube. I'd go live, and I'd tell all the stories over there. So after a few stories, I think 6 or 7 stories, Abhishek sir said that you have to conduct an interview of a government school teacher, and I was really, really, really nervous because it was just something like talking to such an experienced person with me having no experience at all. So it definitely was a very nervous moment at that time. I did not I wasn't sure if I'll be able to do that अच्छे से या फिर कुछ बिगड़ जाएगा. तो बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा एक ऐसे एंक्शियस फीलिंग था उस टाइम पे. बट then Abhishek sir was always there to support me. He built up my confidence. He had faith in me, and मुझे ऐसा लगा कि if he believes in me, then I think ये मैं कर सकती हूँ. So I think he has helped me a lot in my whole journey. And at like, where I am right now, it's all because of this organization and Abhishek sir. I am talking इतना freely and इतना without any nervousness. मैं इतनी अच्छे से बात कर पा रही हूँ. It's all because of this organization.
Yeah, this organization, develops a confidence level to face camera and all such thing. Yeah, it's surely.
Definitely.
And when it comes to your first session, we are a bit stressed up, anxious, and we are
Yes,
happy
yes.
also because we are doing what we like. So it's all
Exactly.
about a mixed feelings. What were your difficult situations? Like sometimes when it comes to online, taking interview, there are many network glitches and going on. So how have you handled this difficult situation? Can you share a story if you have?
So I don't think so. I've ever faced a network difficulty, but yes, there were a lot of times, when the sessions would just go on, and all obviously we all have some time restraints. We have
Yeah,
time constraints, so you cannot tell the person to just stop right where they're speaking. That is not correct. So I faced a lot of such situations, and उस time पे you just have to be very spontaneous. You cannot rely on what the matter you have. You just have to be very spontaneous, no matter आपके पास सारे questions लिखे हुए हो या फिर कभी कभी ऐसा होता है the questions that I'm reading it just vanishes and ऐसा मुझे याद नहीं रहता कि क्या next पूछना है क्या करना है. So I always try to ask questions from the conversation itself. He is conversation mein if this is going on, then I can pick up a question from here. And I faced a network issue from one of my team member, and I think उस time पे both of us handled pretty well. कोई ऐसे glitch नहीं हुआ था कि we had to stop our conversation, stop the interview. It was just like it went smoothly because of the cooperation from both the ends. And I think yes, if you are working in a team, then if you have good bonding with that person, if you have a good cooperation, then it'll definitely go very smoothly. And if as an individual you're facing some issues, then one of the most important thing is you should always have a backup. If you're going live with
yeah.
your phone or with your laptop, so if you're going with your own phone, then it's better to just keep another phone handy in case there's some network issue, or you're not able to connect or something like that. So just usi moment pe you can switch the device and you can connect with some other device. So I think keeping a backup is always important, even if you are taking an interview as an individual, or you doing it with your team, whatever.
Yeah, and mostly we have teachers here, so they have lots of stories. They have faced so many problems. They have overcome all these problems. So
Exactly.
they go on sharing it. So it's very difficult to
Exactly.
stop them, but we have a
Exactly.
restriction of time at the same time.
Exactly.
So and sharing your experience, you have all given guidance to us, to all the other interns, to all the other people who are watching about what can they do to stop all these difficulties, the difficulties you have faced that we should not face. But thank you for
Yeah,
sharing your
definitely.
difficulties that we also learn from it.
Yeah.
Sometimes happens that when we are taking an interview, these teachers, they have so many difficulties, then too they overcome all the difficulties, they come up, they stand upon their decision. So sometimes happens that we get motivated from them. So did it happen with you when you were saying, from their answers, you were motivated from them?
Definitely, definitely. Like I was taking interviews of people who were way more experienced than me. They were way too seniors, and
Yeah, you can
I'm
say.
so sorry. Am I
It's
audible?
okay, it's okay. Yeah, you're audible, you can say. You can
Okay.
continue.
So what happened was, there were a lot of people who are way too experienced than me. They are way too older than me, and obviously I'm nowhere near them in terms of experience or beat anything. So I think I've learned a lot even while talking to somebody, talking to any teacher. Or I took an interview of a 16-year-old girl. So she motivated me to do a lot of things. I mean, I felt like if she can do it, then why I cannot. So
Yeah.
definitely every interview, every story, even if when I used to do storytelling, all the storytelling sessions and all the interviews have motivated me in some or the other way. So yes, I've taken a lot of learnings, I've taken a lot of life lessons, I've taken what not to do and what to do in your life. And a lot of people have shared their experiences, and I have learned from their experiences as well. I've taken notes, I've taken lessons. So I think it's just whatever experiences, whatever you talk to that person, आपको हमेशा ऐसा लगता है कि I can learn this thing. So you should always be open to learning. There's no age of education, there's no age of learning. So I think that is it. जितने भी interviews करो, हमेशा go with the one motive that उस interview से मुझे at least एक learning तो लेनी ही है. And that's how it becomes very informative. That's how it becomes very interesting for the listeners as well, to all the people who are watching that interview and everything.
Thank you. Even I got a lesson that from
I
every
am so
interview
sorry,
I
Archana, I
take.
cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I think it's the glitch from my end. I'll rejoin.
So I think it's a network issue. So she's
I
joining.
can still
Yeah.
not hear
Can
you.
you
I'm so
hear me?
sorry. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
wait. Can you hear me now, Rishika?
Let me just rejoin. Okay.
Okay, you can rejoin. So Rishika has shared very good thoughts on her experience and all. There was just a network issue, so she'll join in a while. So many of her thoughts, like the difficulties that we face, the stress and all, and many of her key learnings that she has shared with us, that all other interns can also learn from her. Thank you, Rishika, because even I learned a thing that from every interview we should take one thing, we should learn one thing. Even when I was interviewing Anshika, a student, she motivated me so much. She was smaller to me, younger to me, and the way, in simple language, you are giving big life lessons. So
Exactly.
that is what we learn during this interview. Not only about talking, our communication, facing camera, confidence, but about life also. We learn a lot from these interviews. So thank you for it.
Definitely.
And I think many of the learnings we learned from you. So what were your key learnings during this experience?
So, my key learning from the all of my interviews and all throughout my journey were that you have to be very confident when you go up. No matter if it's your first time or it's your second time, you should always have that confidence in your face कि अगर कोई भी इंसान आपसे बात कर रहा है, so उसको ऐसे नहीं लगना चाहिए कि थोड़ा अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट है, थोड़ा नर्वस है. So even if you're nervous, don't show it on your face. And the other thing that I've learned the most is teamwork. How to work in a team, how to handle a team of people, because you just have to go according to everybody. You cannot be very bossy कि नहीं ये बोला है तो ये करना ही है. ऐसा नहीं है. You should always be open to opinions and point of views, what they think about it. What Because obviously you cannot always be right. Okay, so taking other people's opinions, taking their views is not a bad thing. Okay, you should
Yeah.
always be open to that. And there are a lot of key learnings as well, key how to form questions, and what all things you should avoid while taking an interview, what all things you need to avoid while talking to anybody. So I think, and having a proper conversation between the organization and yourself is very important. If you communicate everything to the person, to the organization, or to your team members, then I think it is going to be an amazing experience.
Yes, sure. So, have you ever felt that due to this internship, due to this experience that you had here, in your practical life, you have used it? Any such situation can you tell us, share with us?
Yes. So, like there was this event in my college, And as I told you, I wasn't camera friendly at all until I joined this organization. So I had a lot of opportunities before joining this organization in my college to, be the face of the camera or talk to people, but I did not take that opportunity because I thought, I'll just ruin it, or मुझसे कुछ खराब हो जाएगा या things like that. But after this whole after all of my internship is organization mein, I am much more confident now. Like, I can actually say I can talk to anybody. If spontaneously, if I'm told to take an interview of anybody, I think I can do a pretty good job in that, because I have learned spontaneity, I've learned confidence, I have learned how to talk to people. And I, as I told you, I've taken an interview of a 16-year-old girl, and I've also taken an interview of, teachers with 25 to 30 years of teaching experience. So you need to talk to every individual in a different way. कि अगर आप किसी स्टूडेंट से बात कर रहे हो तो आपको उनसे एक अलग वे में बात करना होगा, अगर आप एक टीचर से बात कर रहे हो तो आपको उनसे एक अलग वे में बात करना होगा. So I think these are the things that I've learned, and I've actually used all of this in my practical life. So yes, it has really helped me build a lot of things.
Yeah, a very important point said by you, that we can't speak to everyone in the same way. Like while
Exactly.
having a conversation with a student, you should be in a different way. You should talk in a different way. When it's about a teacher, you should be more professional towards her and a bit kind. So
Yes.
I think this journey teaches you a lot more things about life, how to communicate, and it shows you presence of mind. Like when you're taking an interview, you should be, you should be present at that moment, because sometimes
Yes.
happen with the questions you made, you don't remember it, so you need to listen, and you should be a listener to, to listen to that person.
Exactly.
You should
Exactly.
make questions from those answers and all.
And
So
like,
these,
I would say, one
yeah,
shouldn't completely rely on the matter they've created.
yeah.
So
And
it's
sometimes it happens that the matter you have created, it doesn't, you can't rely on it, because the
definitely.
flow goes somewhere else, so you need to go with the flow. So that are
And
some,
one more thing I'd like to add,
yeah.
that if you are working in this organization just for the sake of, doing an internship or getting the certificate, I swear to God, it's not the right place for you. Because if you want a certificate and you'll ask Abhishek sir, he'll probably give it to you. But if you're here for learning, if you're here to, enjoy what you're doing, then I think it's the right place for you. Because if I would have thought, कि मुझे एक महीने की internship करनी है, certificate चाहिए, and then I leave, then I don't think so. Where I am today, I would be here. So enjoying your work, and having that curiosity to learn every day, and openness to get that learning from people, not only the people you interview, but also from the team members of other departments. Like, we used to have a core group meeting, so even I learned a lot of things from other team members as well, from other departments. So I think, अगर आप यहाँ पर एक अच्छे learning motive से हो, and if you really want to, bring a change in the field that we're working, then it's an amazing thing. But if you're here just for the sake of getting a certificate, then it's not the right place for you.
Very truly said that, you should be a learner. And even I, when I just applied for this internship, I wanted to develop my communication skill and all. Like, I want to learn about anchoring, how to talk and all. But I don't think, other than this organization, I would have learned it so well. Like, I don't think
Definitely.
we get so many opportunities in any other organization. So it gives us many opportunities where we can develop our skill, where we can learn a lot of things, even life lessons, so many other things that we learn from you. Any last words that you would say for this organization, Rishika? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think it's a network issue, so she has gone. So, but we enjoyed, and we have learned, and we know about. Yeah, she's back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you hear
can you
me?
hear me? Yeah, I can hear
Yes,
you.
yes.
Some last words that you would say for this organization, the motive they are behind, and everything.
The name of the organization stands it perfectly with the motive that we're working, like sarkarischool.in, like uplifting and, breaking all the stereotypes and the myths that people have for government schools and government school students, teachers, and everything related to it. So I don't think so, like, what people have in mind is, government school में सिर्फ ऐसे ही बच्चे जाते हैं, but no. Government, I feel like, from the people I've talked to, from the people I've interviewed, I feel like government school teachers and the students are way more good and talented
Yeah.
and amazing than we people are, because they have a motive in their life. They have that curiosity to learn things. We what we feel like is we're just going there, we're studying, but what they feel like, they are getting something from their teachers. They are getting that information, they're getting that education that they want. Studying and grasping all of that knowledge with a very limited source, with very limited resources, is a very big task. And I think each and every government school today has developed a lot, and I think it will somewhere or the other overpower private schools at some point of time. So what
Yes.
Abhishek sir and this organization is doing is just it's a hats off to them, because doing something for the society, and what it said, like, be the change you wish to see in the world. So I think
Yes.
this organization is very apt to this words. So they are bringing those changes, they are changing the mentality of the people. And I think yes, that is it. And that is why I am so honored and pleasured to be a part of this organization. This organization was not only a workspace for me, but it was like a family to me, my extended family. Because everybody, even during the hard and difficult times, everybody was there for each other. There was no negativity. Even if there was negativity outside the world, this organization was very, very positive throughout. And I think this is what this organization is all about.
Yeah, and sir always says that we are a family, and it is truly.
Exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you, Rishika, for sharing your thoughts. We have learned a lot of things from you, your experience, what were your learnings, the difficult things that we will not do, hopes for. But thank you so much, and we are grateful to have you here. And bye to everyone till our next session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.